On New Year's Eve, I went into premature labor with a severe hemorrhage. I called Marcus, my husband, for help, but he was busy with Chloe's dog, who was also giving birth, and told me I was beyond saving. In that moment, I understood that neither my child nor I mattered. Before I died, I sent only one text message. I wish you both happiness. Don't worry about me. Later. He went mad. Marcus, please, I beg you, come save me. If not for me, then for our child, I sobbed, pleading for Marcus to hurry, pushing with all my strength to deliver the baby. After 3 full calls, he finally picked up, sounding annoyed. It was as if he'd forgotten his solemn promise to me. I studied medicine for you and the baby. Just one call, and I'll be there, no matter what. Marcus was utterly cold, his words filled with resentment. You're the one who should let the child go. You and Margaret are both superstitious, ignorant, and foolish, believing in things you shouldn't. You just wanted to time the birth for good luck on New Year's Eve, using this accident as an excuse. If anything happens to the child, I'll hold you accountable. His mention of Margaret brought back a memory. A few days ago, Margaret had come to their home, saying it was for the pre-holiday deep cleaning tradition on the 24th day of the 12th lunar month. With my consent, she cleaned the entire house for us accidentally. She uncovered old letters Marcus had hidden at the bottom of a cabinet. Margaret politely asked what to do with them, but Marcus roared at her. Who told you to touch my things? Don't you understand privacy? Traditions, huh? Just an excuse to snoop through other people's stuff. So uncultured. It had been over 10 years, and it was the first time he'd lost his composure so completely. We were both stunned. Margaret was so frightened her eyes welled up, and she kept apologizing, but Marcus wouldn't let it go, slamming the door shut and leaving. He left me bewildered and Margaret feeling wronged later. I saw the heart and her initial on the stamp that had fallen off. I really didn't open it. Really didn't look. I'm this old. I can't even see clearly without my glasses, she cried, explaining to me. I knew Margaret. She had no interest in other people's privacy. But I was in a foul mood and didn't comfort her, just sent her home. I regret it so much. Margaret must have felt as helpless then as I did now. For the child, a mother would humble herself. I wiped away my tears and continued to explain. I'm not lying to you. It really was an accident. I wouldn't risk our child's life. That morning, as I left the house, I casually picked up a bag of trash to throw away. I never imagined that when I turned my back, someone had stuffed a giant firecracker into the bag, which exploded with earth-shattering noise as I walked. The baby was startled, and my labor began prematurely. Nurses continuously wiped sweat from my forehead, telling me to stay calm and push, madam. Where is the child's father? Your situation is extremely critical right now. We need your husband to make the next decision. He's not needed. I'm lucid. Save my child, please. You must save my child. Through the cell phone, I could hear constant barking from Marcus's end, and Chloe's encouraging shouts sounded especially ironic. Go, Cola, go. Mommy and Daddy are here. Don't worry. Daddy is the best obstetrician in the country. Before my strength gave out, I made one last plea. The doctor said I have a severe hemorrhage complicated by amniotic fluid embolism. Only you can help. Marcus scoffed, chilling me to the bone. Grace, you really are humorous. Do you know how low the probability of an amniotic fluid embolism is? First, it was a hemorrhage. Now it's another excuse. You're beyond saving. Even fighting for attention with a dog. I took a deep breath, trying to regulate my heart rate. The baby's increasingly faint movements made me helplessly burst into tears of despair. Chloe's excited shriek came from the cell phone again. She's here. She's here. Cola, you're amazing. You really have to thank Daddy. Cola did it all herself. She's as strong as her mom. I didn't help much. No way. You clearly. Their flirting and bantering filled my ears, and I hung up the phone. It's okay. This is a battle for just me and my child now. I can do this. Madam, please hold on. We are requesting emergency support. The expert team will be here in a few minutes. Please persevere. If only for the child. The doctor came to my side, her voice choked with emotion. Perhaps she too couldn't bear to watch, thinking I was too pitiful, too unlucky. Suddenly, I felt my baby's breath and heartbeat weaken to an extreme. I cried out in alarm. No, don't go. Doctor, I can't feel my baby anymore. My baby. Oh, what do I do? In my panic, I reached for the doctor's arm but hit her cell phone, accidentally touching the screen. Chloe's social media post had just updated, 7 puppies landed safely. Truly the pride of our expert uncles and aunties. The photo showed the entire city's expert team with a dog. If I remembered correctly, this was the 99th dog at Chloe's kennel that had difficult labor. Her dogs were not suitable for breeding. Their bone structures were too small, making delivery difficult each time. Marcus personally delivered them, ensuring their safety. This time, Cola was the smallest. I had once suggested spaying her, but immediately retorted, "You can be a mother, so why can't she, also pregnant?" "I'm sorry. I didn't know she was pregnant." I apologized genuinely, feeling guilty. But she leaned close to my ear and whispered, "You wicked woman, your child won't make it." Her words became a prophecy. I spat out a mouthful of blood. My baby seems to be gone. I touched my swollen belly, feeling no response from it. I screamed and cried hysterically, "Baby, come back! Baby, give mommy another chance." Finally, I accepted it, quieted down, and stared blankly ahead. "Madam, stay conscious. We are trying to resuscitate the fetus. Don't give up, don't lose hope." I thought my baby felt the same as I did, that there was no greater sorrow than a broken heart. It was good. She hadn't been born yet, so she wouldn't have to suffer endless pain like me. I took out my cell phone and sent Marcus one last message. All the data in the emergency room went to zero. I was pronounced dead. Perhaps my obsession was too strong. My soul followed the text message to Marcus's side. "Director, the Central Center has been calling for a long time. Why don't you go first? We can handle things here." Ethan, Marcus's assistant, couldn't bear it anymore and stepped forward to remind him. Marcus didn't even lift his head, meticulously stitching up Cola after her delivery. "Cola, does it hurt?" His voice was exceptionally gentle. "Daddy is amazing. Little is so well behaved too, so strong, even after being cursed by a wicked person." "Poor." Chloe cradled the puppy's face, pain to the core. Marcus frowned. "What curse?" Chloe was about to speak when Ethan finally couldn't hold it in any longer. He stepped forward, gently placing Cola back in her dog bed. "Director, it's a matter of life and death. Are you really going to ignore the emergency calls from over there?" Marcus picked up Cola protectively, a hint of anger in his eyes. "Isn't Daniel on duty? Can the entire hospital not function without me? How many times do I have to say it? If it's really critical, send a few senior doctors. Don't wait for me." Ethan grabbed Marcus by the collar. "They've gone. But you moved all of Fairview's rare blood type over here. They have no blood to use there." Marcus waved his hand dismissively. "The surgery here is already finished. You can take it back. Why didn't you give in earlier? The patient at Central Center already died. A mother and child. 2 whole lives." Marcus forcefully shook off Ethan's hands, slowly and deliberately adjusted his collar. "Childbirth is a life-threatening experience for women, even with enough blood. An amniotic fluid embolism is very difficult to save, so as a doctor, you just give up on a patient's life without even stepping into the operating room." "Director, although you are my mentor, I am deeply disappointed in you this time." Ethan wiped away tears and cried, "My mother died of an amniotic fluid embolism in front of me when she gave birth to my brother. I felt so awful. I followed you because you could solve this problem." "I wanted to change the past," Marcus scoffed. "I didn't step into the operating room. Cola was dying. I'm her father. Am I supposed to abandon her to save a stranger?" Ethan spat viciously. "Bah. Ultimately, it's just a dog. Nothing is more important than a human life. Besides, she could have been spayed, but you insist on forcibly breeding her just to make money. It's disgusting." "Say that again, you bastard." Marcus angrily raised his fist at Ethan. "Cola is Chloe's and my child. If you don't understand what she means to us, then shut up." Ethan didn't understand, but I did. Cola was a stray dog they found. Chloe saw her purebred appearance and kept her, adamantly refusing to spay her. She couldn't have children, so she treated Cola as her own continuation, repeatedly using her as an excuse to see Marcus. "Cola misses Daddy. She keeps putting her toy on brother's slippers. Cola is unhappy. Daddy hasn't come home to kiss her in so long." Chloe listened, tears instantly streaming down her face. "I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I didn't manage Cola well and let her get attacked by a big dog brother. Don't worry about Cola and me anymore. I can't bear for you to be scolded because of us." Ethan scoffed. "Attacked? Didn't you not leash her? And she was in heat and actively sought out male dogs. Didn't you even post about it online, talking about a big Strong male with a delicate little wife? Who are you trying to fool? Chloe's face instantly went white. Just as she was about to make an excuse to refute, Marcus stood up for her. Ethan, if you don't want to be here, you don't have to, but don't vent your anger on Chloe. Also, you're fired. Don't come to work anymore. Ethan stripped off his lab coat and threw it on the ground. I haven't wanted to work here for a long time. I'm a doctor, not a vet. The others nearby also followed Ethan's lead, taking off their lab coats. Director, none of us will be coming back. You can save your fur babies if you want, and we won't interfere, but don't drag us into it again. In the past, during multiple difficult dog labors, Daniel had always covered for them at Central Center, but this time, Daniel was away studying. Marcus leading them here to be vets had genuinely delayed to human lives. Everyone's eyes were red, brother. Why don't you go back to the hospital to check on the patient? Cola just has a hemorrhage, tears, multiple fractures, and multi-organ damage. I can take care of her. I've learned a bit online. No need, they can go. The person is already gone. And there's nothing I can do. I'll stay here with Cola. Tonight is critical. He didn't notice the slight curl of Chloe's lips. Grace called you several times, didn't she? Is she about to give birth? On Year's Eve. The god of wealth arrives. Grace is as lucky as Cola, giving birth to a god of wealth baby. How long has she been pregnant? Is it even time for her to give birth? She and Margaret don't believe in science. One uses traditional customs as an excuse to pry, and the other insists on choosing an auspicious day to give birth for good luck. It's ridiculous. Chloe feigned surprise, but her smile grew wider. Sister and auntie don't seem like that at all. But last time what? Marcus looked up at her, pressing for an answer. She tried to take Cola to abort her, saying it was Cola's fault for taking away your love for her and the baby. I swore to her that if Cola had a safe delivery this time, I'd never bother you again, and only then did she let her go. Marcus clenched his fists, veins throbbing on his forehead. That was a sign of his anger. Chloe sniffled and stroked Cola's head. I know Grace doesn't like dogs. I just beg her not to hurt my children. I'm not like her. I can't have children anymore. My fur babies are my life. I'll do anything to protect them. Marcus's cell phone began to ping. He snatched it and looked, seeing it was Daniel's call, another one coming to hold me accountable. He ignored it, about to turn off his cell phone, but then he noticed my message. My child and I are gone. I wish you both happiness. Don't worry about us. Don't disturb us. He stared blankly for a long time before typing. Be good. You're pregnant. Don't wander around. Just wait for me at home. I'll be back tomorrow morning. In that brief moment, Daniel's call came through again. This time, Marcus didn't hang up. He thought for a moment, then answered unexpectedly. He was met with a barrage of questions. What exactly happened to Grace? She called me so many times today, but I was studying in Fairview and couldn't answer. Why can't I reach her now? Had I called him? Suddenly, I remembered. Yes. After Marcus's cell phone was turned off, Daniel was the only person I could think of to call for help. Past events were past, but at the brink of death, I still thought of that warm person. She called you too. She just wanted to give birth early on New Year's Eve. Just ignore her, Marcus. From what I know of Grace, she's absolutely not that kind of person. Did you two argue? Do you even know what happened to her? Marcus chuckled. I thought you were calling about the patient at Central Center. Turns out you're just hounding me about my wife. How much more concerned can you be? She still didn't choose you. Even today, she called me first, and only when that failed, did she call you. Daniel was utterly speechless but patiently explained. First, I do like Grace, but right now I'm asking out of concern for a friend. She called both you and me so many times. We're both doctors. Don't you understand when something like that happens? Marcus paused for a moment. Impossible. How could that be? He murmured to himself. Marcus, today is the first day of the new year. I don't want to say anything unlucky, but I hope you take responsibility as a husband. How is that pregnant woman at the hospital today? I heard it was premature labor with amniotic fluid embolism, complicated by a severe hemorrhage. Are you done or not? You keep babbling on, don't you? What right do you have to judge me? First, she's my wife, then she's a patient. Can't you get over it? Do you know why Grace looked down on you back then? You weren't man enough. Thinking too much just leads to more loss than gain. Marcus's emotions flared for some inexplicable reason. He agitatedly tugged at his tie, bumping Cola in his arms. Cola whimpered softly. You have a dog there. You're not with Grace? Oh, you're playing vet again. No wonder you get so defensive when I ask about the patient. Do you know how many messes I've cleaned up for you? Daniel grew increasingly agitated. Vet, even you say that. Grace must have mocked me plenty with you behind my back too. I'm an obstetrician. I deserve it, huh? Mocked while studying. And now despised by my wife and rival at work. Chloe, seeing Marcus's crestfallen expression, instantly blurted out without thinking. I won't let you talk about brother like that. He's such a good person. Why don't any of you understand? Daniel burst into cynical laughter. Ha! You're with her on New Year's Eve, completely unaware of your own wife's situation. Marcus, you don't deserve Grace. Really, if I had known what today would bring, I never would have let her go. I don't deserve her. You do. You're the one who deserves her the most, you bastard. Chloe, seeing the two men arguing over me, grew increasingly anxious. Brother, Cola is trembling. Let's go inside with her. Don't disturb her rest. Daniel clearly heard that sentence. He couldn't take it anymore and said, You took all the blood bank resources from the entire hospital and surrounding areas just to save a rotten dog. Veins throbbed on Daniel's forehead, his anger reaching its peak. Damn it, speak properly. Daniel, I've put up with you for too long. You're talking nonsense when you don't know anything. That rotten dog you're talking about was harmed by the Grace you yearn for. They were collectively poisoned. They accidentally ate chocolate Grace had given them, leading to anemia. My heart ached to the point of suffocation. So he had never trusted me. That day, when I went to Chloe's kennel to find Marcus, a group of puppies knocked over my shopping bag, tearing it. Many packages of the chocolate I craved so much during pregnancy were torn to shreds. I knew dogs couldn't eat chocolate and frantically picked them up, but twisted it into a deliberate poisoning. Grace, I know you don't like dogs. But how could you deliberately murder innocent little angels? You can check the surveillance. They tore the packaging while playing. Chloe saw Marcus behind me, her eyes welling with tears as she feigned victimhood. I'm sorry, brother and sister. I'll bother you less in the future. I just ask you to spare my darlings. Marcus, who had rushed over, grabbed my arm and pulled me away. In the car, he said coldly, Don't come here again. I laughed. I only went there to wait for him. Why would I approach an allergen zone without reason? I frantically scratched my body. Itching all over, Marcus slammed the steering wheel. I just said one thing to you. Why are you throwing a fit? I'm allergic. It's so itchy. I forced back my grievances, maintaining composure. Ha! Chloe's dog is almost dying because of you. What's your allergy compared to that? His eyes were red-rimmed. That night, in the bathtub, I scratched every inch of my skin until it bled, as if physical pain could alleviate the pain in my heart. And now, I was dead, and Marcus was still blaming me, even, who was just a normal college friend. Deeply believed I couldn't do such a thing. Impossible. Grace's character. I absolutely trust her. In college, she almost drowned trying to save a puppy in the river. She jumped in even though she couldn't swim. A cold glint flashed in Marcus's eyes. Ha! Daniel, you really know my wife well. He heavily emphasized the word wife, as if it were a warning, but wasn't flustered. He changed the subject. Ms. Chloe, if you raise dogs, you should understand that being in heat isn't true love. Marcus is just an unneutered male dog. You two vile pair, a match made in hell. Chloe's face instantly turned white as paper. Marcus angrily hung up the phone. Just as he pressed the power button, Margaret called again. My heart leaped into my throat. What would happen if Margaret knew my child and I were both gone? How would she bear it? But thankfully, Marcus didn't know either. At least Margaret shouldn't suffer so much on New Year's Eve. I was already dead. And yet I still felt anxious. Marcus, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that time. I'm calling so late just to ask about Grace. It's nothing, Margaret. My tone was very harsh then. I apologize to you. I scoffed, a young person making a mistake, yet letting an elder apologize first. How could I hold it against you, son? My heart has been beating so fast today. Has something happened to Grace? I can't reach her. What's going on? What? She didn't call you? No. She was supposed to give birth today. Give birth? She's going to give birth? She's not even 8 months pregnant. How could she give birth? Oh. I meant she's mad at me. I'm going back to coax her right now, Margaret. I promised to make her happy. Don't worry, I'll contact you tomorrow. Marcus's face grew more and more confused. Grace, stop messing around, okay? Your husband knows he was wrong. Another message was sent, but after a long wait, I still didn't reply. Finally, Marcus stood up abruptly, handing Cola to Chloe. Chloe, I need to go home for a bit. There's something I need to take care of. What about Cola then? Marcus pulled Chloe and Cola into the car with him. Can I still ride in your car? We'll get mad at you again? I'll just take a taxi. I shouldn't be so unlucky as to run into another bad driver. Marcus pressed her into the passenger seat. She wouldn't dare. I smiled. It wasn't she wouldn't out of trust, nor she hasn't in denial. It was that I wouldn't dare. Arriving home, Marcus walked to the trash can to confirm it was the one I threw out today. Sighing in relief, he then saw the scattered firecrackers on the ground, having exploded everywhere. It's nothing. She even celebrated news this morning. Maybe she went somewhere to have fun, is still mad at brother. Marcus ignored her and rushed into the nursery I had decorated. A bit of paint remained on the floor, the brush casually discarded nearby. Marcus quietly touched the unfinished cartoon bear I had painted on the wall. You weren't going to give birth specifically today. The paint isn't even finished. Grace, where did you go? I floated beside him, feeling his heart pounding like thunder. He was worried, uneasy. Brother, why don't you call Grace? Marcus nervously pulled out his cell phone. He had been calling all the way here, but no one answered. Suddenly, he seemed to remember something. His WeChat wasn't blocked. A video call. He made several video calls, and the other side actually picked up. The camera showed a store. Inside were various baby products. It was my favorite baby store. Marcus sighed in relief. Grace, I'm so relieved you're okay. You scared me half to death. Just stay right there. I'll come pick you up immediately. But the me on the other end instantly switched to a black screen, making no sound. Marcus thought it was my rejection. Still fuming, I'm sorry, Grace. I shouldn't have said those things about Margaret. I was wrong. I've already apologized to Margaret. Can you forgive me? Today is New Year's Eve. I miss you so much. I shouldn't have said you were in a hurry to have the baby actually. I wanted to see it early too. Hearing him mention the child, my tears dripped down again. Suddenly, the longevity locket I bought for the baby appeared in the video call. My heart clenched. I remembered the purpose of my errand that morning. The red string on the longevity locket was broken. Was this a bad omen? I was incredibly anxious, taking it to the store for repair. But I never expected it to appear here. Who was this person? Seeing secretly typing on her cell phone, I floated to her side. That's enough, brother. Don't blow our cover. I felt as if struck by lightning, trembling uncontrollably. It was her. My child had died a wrongful death at her hands. The murderer was now lying in my master bedroom, asleep with a dog, but knew I was allergic to dog fur. He sat in the living room, talking to the fake me on the video call, murmuring to himself all night. The next day, he rushed to work at the hospital, still restless. This incident was extremely serious. Due to the uneven distribution of medical resources, the patient had a severe hemorrhage at the time, and there was very little blood left in the blood bank. The reporting doctor glanced at Marcus. His absent-mindedness made people think he was feeling guilty. Only I knew he wasn't. At that moment, his mind was filled with me. Where was Grace? How could Grace stop being mad? How long until Grace came home? Of course, it also relates to the patient's own physical condition. Her blood type was rare, and she was overly frightened. The doctor observed director's expression, trying to make excuses for him. Marcus sat motionless, having no mind to even flip through the documents in front of him. If he only made a slight move, he would know where I was. My child and I had been in the morgue for an entire day, unclaimed. How I wished a gust of wind would come right then, blowing open the documents in front of Marcus. Let the truth be revealed before him. To what extent would he lose his composure because of me? Would he regret saving a dog that day, leading to the death of his wife and child? Daniel across the room scoffed, casually flipping open the first page of the documents. Would he find out? Please, someone else finding out I'm dead would be okay too. It's so cold here. So cold, my child, and I can't take it anymore. The culprit is sitting right here. The entire hospital is burying his crimes. Aren't you ashamed? Daniel swept everything on the table to the floor. I was utterly despairing. No one saved me when I was alive, and no one found me when I was dead. Is that your attitude toward patients? Indifferent, detached, and the mother and child died because of you. Marcus slowly raised an eyebrow. You usually cover for me. Now your verbal attacks mean you feel guilty, don't you? Daniel froze, not expecting Marcus to be so shameless. He was about to retort when Marcus answered a call. Brother, I don't have any clean underwear. Grace's are too small. They don't fit me. Can you bring me a new pair after work? Marcus casually hummed an acknowledgement and hung up the phone. Chloe on the other end revealed a satisfied and happy smile. That's all for today. I have something to attend to, Marcus said casually, ending the meeting. No one reached the last page of the documents. My photo was there. My soul still didn't dissipate. Following Marcus to the lingerie store, he carefully selected every style and fabric. In the past, I had asked him to buy me women's gifts too, but for a simple scarf he would brush me off with. I'm a man. I don't understand these things. It's not really appropriate for me to go into a store like this. In truth, there's no inappropriate clothing. Only people who aren't worth it. My heart had grown so cold it was numb. Marcus exited the store, holding a lingerie bag. Right next door was the baby store I often frequented. He walked in for the first time, and I floated in after him. Hello, sir. Are you here to buy clothes for your baby? Marcus walked directly to the matching family outfits section, staring at clothes with the same cartoon bear I had painted on the wall. Sir, you're so good to your wife. She must be very happy. Marcus was confused, following the sales associate's gaze. He saw she was looking at the lingerie in his hand. She's not my wife. The sales associate's expression shifted, but she managed to hide her contempt. He showed my photo to the sales associate. Excuse me, did this girl come in yesterday? Did she say where she was going? Oh, her. I know her. A regular customer. She didn't come in yesterday. Are you sure? Perhaps you could check more carefully? Absolutely sure. We operate on a one-to-one basis. If she had come, I would definitely know. Has something happened to this lady? Marcus shook his head. Sir, your wife loves you very much, although I don't know what happened between you two. I hope you won't make her sad. As she spoke, she frowned, looking at the lingerie package several times. Marcus didn't know how to respond. Thankfully, his constantly ringing cell phone saved him. Excuse me, I need to take this call. On the other end, Daniel was furious, his voice trembling with tears. You bastard, come take a good look at who's lying in that hospital room. No wonder you've been so abnormal these past 2 days. If you don't love her anymore, then let her go, not make her. Marcus impatiently interrupted him. Yes, I can't shirk responsibility for this. I've apologized many times and explained it over and over. How long are you going to keep hounding me? The patient's family isn't even as dramatic as you are, family. You don't deserve to be Grace's family. What do you mean? Marcus was about to hang up again. How desperate must Grace have been? She was lying in the morgue, and not one of us could save her. What? I saw Marcus's eyes darting, meaning he was associating and thinking morgue. Grace? Desperate? In the baby store, countless couples with newborns passed by him. He thought he and his Grace would also be like this, strolling with their baby as a family. Suddenly, Marcus's pupils dilated sharply. I knew he had realized. The worst, most terrible truth had just hit him. His face instantly lost all color. The hand holding his cell phone trembled violently, and his lips quivered. My cell phone suddenly slipped from my hand, and tears fell heavily to the ground. I knew he wouldn't believe it, not until he saw it with his own eyes. Then, like a zombie, he stumbled all the way to the morgue. Before him was the body, covered with a white sheet, and Daniel, who was sobbing uncontrollably. He tried to approach me, but Daniel punched him, sending him sprawling to the ground. He numbly picked himself up. Another punch, and he shakily stood again. Again, countless punches, until Daniel could no longer lift his arm. He finally reached the body and with trembling hands, pulled back the white sheet. The first thing that met his eyes was my face, devoid of any peace, filled with wild resentment. Yes, I was resentful. Why could Chloe's dogs be born safely, while my child died due to Marcus's neglect? His gaze followed the lines of the white sheet to the heavily swollen area, my stomach. In my last moments, I had desperately clutched my stomach, my fingers bulging with veins, digging into my soft skin. Marcus's eyes were bloodshot, his trembling voice clearly on the verge of tears. Marcus is here. Grace, don't be afraid. I'm taking you home. Finally, he, as if nothing had happened, took my body away, but I knew he was driven mad by regret and guilt. He calmly returned home. Chloe was standing in front of the full-length mirror, trying on various pieces of my clothing. Marcus, do you think this outfit looks good? Chloe delightedly turned around, confidently pushing out her chest. Marcus curled his lips into a smile and approached her. Chloe's eyes immediately lit up, ready for her first intimate encounter with her childhood friend. Choose a way to die, huh? Is this a new kink? Chloe's expression was a mix of curiosity and anticipation. Marcus opened the medicine cabinet. I don't think you deserve a peaceful death. Chloe understood Marcus's meaning and frantically tried to escape. Your brother was the one who set off the firecrackers. He's already in jail. While the police were checking the surveillance, I also happened to look at your store's footage. Marcus, I don't understand what you're saying. Chloe's face turned pale. Grace didn't intentionally poison them. You deliberately framed her, causing me and her to misunderstand. She suggested sterilizing Cola, but you cursed her and my child, wishing they would never be born. Cold sweat poured from Chloe, and she tried to grab her cell phone to call the police, but it was too late. Marcus first cut her vocal cords, rendering her unable to call for help, then tortured her to death in front of all her dogs. She watched with her own eyes as the flesh from her body was eaten piece by her beloved pets. I couldn't watch the whole thing directly, but I kept my eyes on Marcus's expression. He was in immense pain, calmly shedding tears the entire time. I wanted to see just how depraved someone I'd known for over a decade truly was. Grace, I've avenged you. Soon, Marcus will be with you. With the final cut, he sliced his own artery. Before his last breath, he said, Grace, I'm sorry. I failed you in this life. In the next life, please give me a chance to make it up to you, okay? May my agonizing death and heart ripped out grant you a lifetime of peace and ease.